Good morning, everyone. Serene here. We're gonna be playing Labyrinth of Time today. Just a little bit of a chill stream. Except for the clown face. Let me get rid of that for a second. Something else for a little bit. Alright, that's fine. Anyway, hey everyone. I haven't been playing for a while. Bye music, thank you. Let's get right into the game. I'll explain what's been going on in a second. Alright, start it up. So this first part is... I don't control the speed of this first part, so... Okay, pick it up. There we go. So I'll just focus on doing the intro, and then I'll start talking. I am getting a very bad bitrate from Twitch. Hold up a second. 8 p.m., the end of another long gray day at work. You're not even sure what day it is. Your calendar says it's Friday. The days all seem pretty much the same anymore. Friday, the end of a week. You know that all you have to look forward to is a long, uneventful weekend at home. The prospect is not exciting. Yeah, this game's kind of depressing. Hey there, Queen Mole. Good to see you. Let's move chat up here for now. There, now you can see it. Alright, I can move on to the next card. I don't control the speed of these cards unless I can make them go faster, but I can't make them go slower. It's hard to say when your days all began to feel the same, dull as old Croman without joy. You sigh and lock up the office. Out in the thick air of the city, you pass people in buildings without really seeing them. You know that to them, you have no face either. Was it always as dull as this? Is the air of desperation that hangs over the street real, or imagined? It doesn't really matter, does it? Honestly, I have forgotten how to stream. It's been a little bit more than a week. You descend into the guts of the subway station. With any luck, the train won't break down tonight. It never seems to break down on your way to work, only on your way home. Also, hi there, Green Mole. Glad to see you. Always good to have you here. I'm not sure if I said that, so I'll say it again. No thoughts, brain empty. That's right. Just walking home. Sometimes you get home and you're like, wait, I don't remember getting here. Alright, I don't want to click because I know as soon as I click... Okay. More dull chrome and gray shadows. You keep wondering what's with the city, or with you. You buy your ticket. You wonder idly if you should change your job or move away. You know you won't do either. You wait without eagerness for the subway train. I guess this is supposed to be you standing on the platform. My problem with this... Here it is, you step on board. My problem with this intro is that a lot of the time what happens is I finish reading something, go to click or hit enter. You board the train, but as you enter you feel strange, and it ends up skipping the next item. So, I'm very careful about this. Suddenly you feel as though you're being pulled in a direction you never knew existed. Anybody with photosensitivity might want to close their eyes. There's going to be some screen flashing. Once there, you see me be pulled inside out. The screen is flashing now. Now. Soon. Here. Alright, that does it. If you have photosensitivity issues, you can open your eyes again. The world itself seems to be changing. You reach for something to hold on to, but there's nothing there. A strange figure appears. Raising his head, he looks at you. I'm sorry to have ripped you from your normal life, mortal. I have no choice. My name is Daedalus. When I was alive long ago in your world, I was the master craftsman of the ancient world. I am a spirit now. For ages I have dreamed in the land of the dead. I once served King Minos of Crete. For him, I built a labyrinth near his palace, where he kept the bestial minotaur of legend. The spirit of Minos has long been a judge of the dead, but now he hopes to return to the land of the living. He has enslaved me, and now I am building a new labyrinth for him. I can neither refuse nor escape. You must help me. If I complete the new labyrinth, the power of Minos will be unstoppable. This new labyrinth is not a simple maze. I am far more powerful than I was in life, and what Minos has made me build is unique. The labyrinth is built outside your space and time, but penetrates your world in many ages, Giggity. Once it is finished, the spirit of King Minos will be able to reach any place in the universe at any time he chooses. He will use the power of the labyrinth to conquer all of space and time, kind of fighting with the music here for volume. I am able to resist Minos. He holds my spirit prisoner. I might need to turn on the music. I have drawn you out of time and space, the first mortal I could reach. Let me know if, oh, hey, Akumagath. Good to see you. I always love having you around. You alone can stop Minos from ruling the lands of the living. Let me know if the music and voice mix gets off. I can do little to aid you. All I can say is that you must destroy the labyrinth before it is complete. If you do, I will be freed. This time I will not be trapped again. It is possible. You must find the way for all our sakes. I wish you good fortune, mortal. You must be clever and careful and swift. I can say no more. The spirit of Daedalus fades from view. Well, this may be awkward and frightening, but it is neither dull nor gray. I do love how Daedalus, he looks like a reboot character. Alright, so a little explanation. I took about a week break from streaming. I just finished up a full month of playing Sonic games, after a full month of playing Devil May Cry games, all games that I had never played before. So I figured I need a little bit of time to unwind and also play a game that I've played 1,000 times before, which is what I'm doing here. This is actually the 5th time I've played this game on this channel, and it definitely won't be the last. So as you can see, this is a game that is kind of like Myst. Back in the day, I believe they would have called this a Myst clone, even though it came out, I think, like 2 or 3 months before Myst. Anyway, yeah, so it's just still images that we walk through. This one is a little bit different than Myst. It actually has a structure to the map. Everything is on right angles, and every room is discrete. So there's no, like, continuous walking. It's just, it's more like Etrian Odyssey or something like that. A maze where you only have the 4 cardinal directions. In general, I just like this game. It's calming. I know exactly how to play it every single time. We're gonna flush the toilet. Greedy creature, aren't you? That's the take command. This is the move command. You pull on the chain. That's a long flush. Okay. So yeah, every scene you can just look at things, you can pick things up. Can't get any closer to the tub. Oh, can we turn on the faucet? There's no time to clean yourself. There's always time to clean yourself. These people do not want to be disturbed. Alright then. Good for them. You can also see where you can go, because before you even reach a place, you can see doors that still exist. That only comes up every once in a while, but for the most part, it doesn't matter. Alright, our first objective is to get into this closet. The wardrobe is locked. There's no time for that. Okay. Cannot play music. I'm gonna approach this game as if I'm playing it for the first time. Sea monster? I have about 2 hours to play. If I know what I'm doing, if I just rush through it, it takes me about 15 minutes to complete this game. So I'm just gonna take my time, look around, and enjoy myself. Gonna be kind of a chill stream. You open the laundry chute. Oh, yeah. I guess I should address this. Okay, like he said, the labyrinth pierces all of time and space. That's the center of the labyrinth. It's in the middle of a Mayan ziggurat. Or a pyramid, I guess. With weird fractal rooftop. You can see it from several places. As you notice, we went straight from a subway platform into a 1930s hotel. So we've got quite a bit of space to cover. I'll go in there next. I don't want to go in there, it's scary. And as we go, I'll probably get my voice back under control. I haven't streamed in like a week. I've forgotten how. So, I mean, coming up, I'll probably do a couple, Super Metroid plus A Link to the Past playthroughs, a couple seeds, because I really just don't feel like doing anything new. Maybe I'll start a new series of games I've already played. For instance, I haven't done, I've been really wanting to do Elder Scrolls and Final Fantasy, but it is super hard. We're gonna have to find the code for this. It's super hard to do those because they're all, each and every game is gonna be a really long series. Got ourselves a portal, also filled with fractals. The designer of this game really liked fractals. Alright, here's one of the mysteries of the game. I don't know if anybody's figured this one out, but there is a door right here, and as far as anybody can tell, this door does not open. Ever. No one's ever been able to open it that I've found. And I've checked many times. There's no key for it, there's nothing. There's the maze center again, and if we're looking in a certain direction, we can see the bridge platform that goes to the maze center once it's completed. That's our main objective, is to get to that maze center. I'll just take a look around each time I get a new area. Alright. Got ourselves a cemetery. Annie Cooper, 1860 to 1881. Annie, get your gun. John Doe died 1871. Don't even know who he was. Big Earl Ardrey, 1854 to 1875. And Mad Dog Madigan, 1834 to 1882. Had it coming. Not a very, well-liked guy. Revolver Springs Saloon. Rick Unlin, proprietor, established 1978. In we go. There's actually not a lot to do in this game, honestly. I'll take me some whiskey. Actually, let's take a look. Let's take ourselves some whiskey. We're gonna need it. Okay, what is going on with my headphones? Hold up. Every time I talk, my headphones are making a clicking sound. And I think it's just the part that holds the cup against my ear is vibrating every time I talk. Kind of annoying. Right, this is what we're here for. Not this cell specifically, but... Oh. Open the drawer. One of the very few drawers that you can actually open. And take the brass key. Got it. Alright, loud noise. Damn. Alright, so this, by the way, is one of the bridge sections. They actually exist in the game. They actually exist in certain places, blocking your uh, progress. We have to move those out of the way and into the correct position. It's a giant labyrinth-wide puzzle. Why, hello there, Cannabis. Thanks for joining us. Always love to see you. Same thing for you, Exter. Thanks for joining me. I always love seeing you. We're doing a game I have played so many times that I can really just turn my brain off. Maybe do a little bit talking about my plans for the future. Organize my thoughts, you know? Just something low energy. Real simple. Alright, we have what we need to open this wardrobe. The brass key. And inside we find a teleporter card key from the future. Don't know how it got here. And a journal. Unlike Myst, this game doesn't have a lot of journals to tell the story. In fact, this is the only one, and then there is a data terminal later. Journal of Professor Martin Garrett, April 1912. So retro. Yeah, this is, I think, 1991. I began this journal as I prepare for my second expedition to the ziggurat of the Sorcerer King near Uxmal. A full account of my first attempt to excavate the site appears in my journal for 1910, but briefly. The excavations, which had begun so well, ended in failure. We were successful in locating the site and in our preliminary dig, but failed to gain access to the hidden treasure room that was apparently found by the notorious outlaw and adventurer Mad Dog Madigan. Hey, that's the guy we found buried in that one Old West Cemetery in the year 1880. Legend has it that Madigan found the chamber and meant to return, and that he kept a map that revealed the treasure chamber. How many times I've wished I could find that map, if it exists. I even visited the site of the town of Revolver Springs, where Madigan is said to have been buried, but I was unable to locate the old cemetery. I've always believed he had the map with him when he died, but I've gotten ahead of myself. The reason the ziggurat of the Sorcerer King is so fascinating is that he, whose name is not recorded anywhere, nearly conquered the whole of Mayan civilization during his brief and terrible reign. If I'm to prove my theories about the fall of the Mayans, I simply have to find this secret room. I am now convinced that the mysterious talisman he's said to have used does exist, and may be hidden there. As the source of this power, it promises to be a unique example of Mayan art and tell us a great deal about the dark side of their beliefs. It is no exaggeration to say that my career depends on this discovery. Man, this guy writes in a lot of run-on sentences. All my work has pointed towards conclusions that can only be proved by what I believe is hidden under the ziggurat. April 4th, 1912. I've had some trouble getting supplies for the journey to the ziggurat, but I think that we'll be ready to leave within the next few days. I cannot really believe that we will find success this time. I can only try, of course, and perhaps the feeling of doom that oppresses me will vanish once we begin the expedition. It sounds superstitious, but part of this feeling is due to the loss of my lucky shirt during the last excavation. In our hurry to get back to the city, I seem to have lost the shirt. I began thinking of it as lucky after my first few archaeological digs, since I was always wearing it when major discoveries were made. I began to wear the shirt all the time in a foolish belief that it was a lucky token, and now that it's lost, I keep feeling that my luck was lost with it. God, I need some water. Game is older than you. Ouch, 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 ouch. It's strange how we develop these ideas even when we're educated. All I know is that I'd feel much more hopeful if I could pack that shirt with the rest of my things. April 7th, 1912. All the supplies are ready. We plan to leave for the site of the Sorcerer King's ziggurat tomorrow morning. There's still a sensation of doom hanging over me. I hope that it eases when we leave the city, but I cannot really believe that our expedition will meet with success. Alright then, so this journal, or I guess today, at this point in the labyrinth, today is the 7th of April, 1912. Just petted two cats at the same time. That is way too luxurious. Oh, I got to pet a dog. I actually got to cuddle with a dog this weekend. I had a party on July 4th with, two of our couple friends. And I got to meet one of their dogs for the first time. His name is Luma, and I love him. He's going to be mine. I'm gonna take that dog for my own. Alright, well, we found the journal. We found the key. We are blocked in every direction we can reach right now. Except for one. Oh, wait, what was this? Oh! Okay, there's one room I didn't go into back in the Old West, but I can't there's nothing to do there yet. Wait, what was this one? Reception area. Oh, that's the office I couldn't get into. Okay. Alright, so there's only one path left. It's this one. Anyone who has chlorophobia would want to look away right now. Hello, friend. Well, into his very suggestively shaped mouth we go. And hopefully we don't have to pass through there very often. We have to pass through there very much, and I hate it. Alright, so the other thing I'll be doing is trying to fill in the map. There are 3 of these mazes within mazes in the game, and I'm going to be trying to fill them all in completely. It's only a matter of walking around. Oh god. It's only a matter of walking around until you fill all the spaces. Here's our good friend Morgan the Mysterious. We'll talk to him more later. Actually, let's do this. Let's save the game. There's my save at the end of the game. We'll get there eventually. Alright, in a mirror maze facing east, click Save Game to confirm. And we are saved. Let's make sure that actually took. Yes, it's there. Alright, so here's something you can do with Morgan the Mysterious. You've got 2 quarters, and he takes them. Brilliant, but pointless. I need to get closer. I need to get closer to specifically his coin slot. This game can be a little finicky. Getting swallowed by a clown. Yeah, just, you will wish you had that coin back. Oh boy, do I ever. Well, let's do another one. The future is what the past has made it. Alright, so we used both our quarters. I don't want to do that, so let's go ahead and load game. Should have our quarters back. Yep, good. I got 1/4 inch in my pants. Well, you probably have more than that. I'd say probably like at least 3 or 4 times that much. There's 2 neighborhood cats that love me, so I sat on my doorstep and they laid next to me in the sun. Aww. Gween, I'm not sure if you're aware, but we recently lost our cat. I'm not gonna cry about it, not on stream again at least. But, yeah, we miss Pickles. Luckily, we've been getting better. Oh, by the way, I did finish that whole maze. Yay, they're all square. And there's a reason that's important that I'll bring up later. Every single maze is square in this game. I'm sorry, every single mini maze is square. Oh, don't worry about it. It happened about 2 months ago, maybe 3 now. But, yeah, it's got to the point where we still cry every once in a while, but it's not a instant we think of Pickles and start crying anymore. Starting to remember the happy times more. Alright, so this is a teleporter. We found the card key for it in a wardrobe in 1912. I'm not sure how that happened. 2 choices. I think I'm gonna go to the green one first. Don't worry about it. I mean, these things happen. Alright, let's see. I appear to be in space. Let's find out for sure. New World's Development. New World's Development, a division of Terra Nova Development. You're going to see that repeated about 50,000 times. I'm only going to say it once. Welcomes you to the digital laboratory on the NWD space station in Earth orbit. We hope you'll find your visit enjoyable and informative. I have been well, thanks Candace. Thanks for asking, Canny. The public interface to the library archives is a simple terminal located south of this room. From the terminal's main menu, you can select a wide variety of subjects using an easy point-and-click display. Within the library archives is a vast array of information. It will take several years to transfer the remainder of human experience to our data banks. We regret that the rest of the space station is closed to the public due to the cost of liability insurance, but there are several windows in the library hallway which offer a view of the space that surrounds us, as well as a spectacular view of the Earth below. We hope you'll enjoy your stay with us. On leaving us, you may return to your teleportation station, or continue on to the NWD Lunar Library. In case of emergencies, a special emergency transporter is available for use south of the library terminal. New World's Development, a division of Terra Nova Development. The sky is not the limit. Whew, okay, there's going to be quite a bit of talking at this point. I'm going to do a bit of it, but I'm not going to do it all. I'll come back to it maybe later. I might not even read the entire library archives, because there are a lot of them. Again, we have a view of the Maze Center, this time from the future. There's the library interface it told me about. And here's the emergency teleporter it told me about. We'll come back to that. Oh, okay, by the way, I do have a little guy. Green Mole is my little guy, and he's gonna be sitting on my lap this whole time. Not sure how big he is. I think like maybe an inch tall. But we'll just let him run around. Off he goes. Alright, so this is the library archives. There's about 20,000 things to read in here. I'm gonna start with a message from the librarian, because that one's actually plot relevant. I have lost all contact with the company headquarters on Earth, and the lunar settlement as well. There was little warning. Over the past few days there have been many sightings of a creature who calls himself King Minos, the name of the legendary king of ancient Crete. Most of these sightings involve very unlikely events, such as Minos appearing suddenly in the middle of a United Nations conference and somehow transporting the Security Council to parts unknown. Many apparently supernatural events involving King Minos have been reported from all over the world. Did they double up on the... Nope, okay. All over the world. It seems impossible that a single person or entity could appear simultaneously in every nation of the Earth. I hesitate to repeat these stories about mystical powers, death rays, and miraculous events. Minos has been credited with causing volcanoes to erupt, tidal waves to wipe out islands and coasts, and all manner of natural disasters. You know what? I should be drinking water instead of... I'm drinking, not alcohol, but drink mix, and it's actually just making my throat dry out. I shouldn't be doing that. So I guess I gotta switch to water. Whew, Minos has appeared on television and video phone channels throughout the world and demands that all nations submit to him. As soon as any government tries to mount a defense, Minos seems to appear just in time to prevent them. Most of the world's nations had already surrendered by the time I lost communications. As the communications link was severed, a power surge devastated the library archives. Almost all our data has been destroyed, leaving little still available on the terminal. I was alone on the station at the time, and no message and no person has reached me since. I am not sure how safe the station's teleportation devices are. In fact, I'm not sure there's any place to go. I have been trying to recover the library archive data for the past 12 hours. I suppose I do this out of duty, since the sort of disaster is exactly what the library is here for. To preserve the accumulated knowledge of humankind. I've done my best, but there was very little left to save. Especially puzzling is that among damaged data, I found many references to this King Minos, as though he has simultaneously appeared in every age of the Earth's history to demand our surrender. I have purged these references, since obviously they were not here originally, but their presence troubles me. It is possible that this King Minos has somehow appeared, not in only every nation of the Earth, but throughout all of time too. That he is some sort of supernatural creature who has found a way into our dimension and controls space. That he is some sort of supernatural creature who has found a way into our dimension and controls both space and time? I have a feeling that sentence was mistyped. Anyway, if that is possible, I begin to wonder, could he actually be the King Minos of legend, returned from the land of the dead with powers we cannot understand? I've been working far too long. Excuse me. I have been working far too long. I think that these are ridiculous fantasies. Whatever he is, it seems more likely that he is an alien being, or a whole army of aliens who look alike. He cannot be the spirit of an ancient king. How long will it take before the creature notices me here in orbit? I will continue these notes, if I'm able, after I get some rest. I hope that there will be someone, someday, to read them. Hey, that's me. Lubricate my throat. Exactly. I need that water. I just feel like I'm streaming wrong. I don't know how that's possible. But, oh my god, there's so many things to read. Alright, I'm not going to read this entire thing. I'm going to give you the lowdown on New World's development. So, New World's development overall, I'll just leave it here while I'm talking. If anybody wants to pause and read, feel free. I'm talking, of course, on the, VOD. Anyway, New World's development in the continuity of this game grew out of the game development company that this game was made by, which is Wormkeep Entertainment. And the founders are the two guys who made this game, Bradley W. Shank and Michael Todorovich. Basically, all the money they made from making this game made them so super rich that they were able to move into space development and terraforming Mars. And as we all know, this is exactly what happened. The only other thing worth mentioning is that Bradley Shank died when he tried to convert a convertible sports car into a spaceship and accidentally opened it in mid-flight. So yeah, I know this is probably a not good comparison anymore, but I always thought of him as kind of a Elon Musk type for that whole, because you know Elon Musk put a sports car into orbit. And since then, he has become kind of not as well regarded. I forgot that I had the sidebar art paused, but now it's running. How long did I leave it? 30 minutes? That's not too bad. The other one, Michael Todorovich, developed transporter technology, teleporter technology, and after a while he got lost in a teleporter accident. No one knows if he survived or where he ended up. I believe Shank was the writer and artist for the game, while Todorovich was the programmer. Anyway, and that's all you need to know about Terra Nova. The Orbital Library, again, is just the archives that are meant to save humanity's knowledge. So if you want to read those, feel free to pause. Alright, I'm going to read the only entry that matters, and the reason that this entire stream will be marked as adults only. We're going to go with history, European history, ancient. As you notice, most of these are destroyed. We can only read about ancient Crete and the legend of the Labyrinth. I wonder why that one was preserved. In the ancient days before the land of Greece was called Greece, the Mediterranean Sea was ruled by the people of Crete. The Cretans, which by the way then became a insult later in time, in turn were ruled by King Minos, whose palace was built at Knossos near the sea. The merchants and navies of Crete sailed to that part of the world, selling Cretan goods to the Greeks and others, and taxing them for protection from the pirates of the seas. For the most part, these pirates were Cretans, but they controlled the tax anyway, and that's why it's also a epithet, because Cretans were engaging in piracy as well as protection, basically causing and solving the problem themselves. An Athenian named Daedalus was the greatest craftsman of his time. He was forced to flee Athens and become the master builder of Minos' kingdom on Crete. His many inventions gained him the favor of King Minos. The palace at Knossos was equipped with 3 different systems for running water, one for drainage, one for drinking, and one for sewage. Minos' queen Pasiphae, who was a personal hero of mine, and her daughters became very fond of Daedalus and often asked him for amusing inventions or for help with their problems. Let's lubricate that throat. This next part's very important. There's no feed cam. What is this, a 2020 stream? If I ever get a webcam, you know I've lost the plot because I do not want to appear on screen while I'm streaming. So things continued for a long and happy time. Some say that Minos angered Poseidon, god of the sea. Others that Queen Pasiphae boasted and offended Aphrodite, goddess of love. For whatever reason, it happened that a great white bull appeared on the island of Crete, the largest and most handsome bull ever seen. Note, for the missing part of the story, ask the librarian for the adult password. And this is the part where I fill in the story myself. So, if anybody has ever heard the story of the hollow cow, that's where this is from. Pasiphae, Queen Minos' queen, decided that she would be... decided that she would give herself to the bull, let's put it that way, but she was worried that she would be damaged in the process, so she had Daedalus build for her a cow statue that was hollow, and she could climb inside. Then, when the white bull decided to couple with that statue, anyway, and so Minos, enraged at Daedalus, forced him to build the greatest and most lasting monument, the Labyrinth. This was a huge and confusing maze, more vast than any maze seen in the ancient and modern worlds. Daedalus himself was imprisoned together with his son Icarus beneath the labyrinth. At the labyrinth's center, King Minos placed the Minotaur, that beast with the head of a bull, and the body of a man who was the son of Queen Pasiphae. And that's what came of the, let's just say coupling. The Minotaur raged and thundered at the labyrinth's heart, but could not escape. Which, I mean, come to think of it, Pasiphae had to have been... I'm wondering if it was a C-section. Did the baby Minotaur have horns when it came out? Because that sounds just awful. Probably had to get creative on the, during birth. Story time. Every year Minos sent to the Greek cities for a tribute of gold, and now for young men and women. These Minos sent into the labyrinth, where they were slain and devoured by the Minotaur. No one could stand against the navies of King Minos, and so the tribute continued for many years. During these years, Daedalus and his son Icarus escaped from beneath the labyrinth, but that is a tragic story that does not concern us now. That's the one where Daedalus made wings, and flew away from Crete, but Icarus flew too close to the sun, his wings melted, and he fell into the sea, and died. Oh well. Eventually a Cretan ship brought from Athens a shipment of young men and women. Among them was Theseus, the heir of the throne of Athens. Theseus won the love of Ariadne, one of the daughters of Minos, and she swore to help him kill the Minotaur. When Theseus was brought to the labyrinth, Ariadne was waiting for him just inside. Silently she handed him a razor-sharp sword forged by Daedalus, and she herself carried a magical ball of string that the master craftsman had given her. She tied one end of the string to a pillar, and it rolled out ahead of them, leading straight to the heart of the maze. When they reached the center of the labyrinth, the Minotaur leapt out at Theseus, and they fought a deadly battle. The Minotaur was much larger than a man, and Theseus was a short, wiry prince. If half the Minotaur blows had landed, Theseus would have been battered to the floor. I could take the Minotaur. I'm absolutely sure I could take the Minotaur. Not in a fight, though. The prince danced in and out beneath the beast's horns and struck again and again. At last, the sharp horns swept over his head. Theseus struck with all his strength, and the Minotaur's huge head went flying from its shoulders. Grabbing the head as proof of his victory, the prince followed Ariadne out of the labyrinth. As they emerged, the earth itself began to shake, and the maze in the palace of Knossos were toppled to the ground. Theseus, Ariadne, and the other Athenians ran for the harbor, where they sank Minos' ship and set sail for Athens. The rule of King Minos was ended. Just as a side note, during this trip, Theseus abandons Ariadne, just leaves her on some random island in the Mediterranean, because he's kind of an asshole. All Greek and Roman heroes are kind of assholes across the board. Just every single one. Anyways, while Minos is remembered for his evil deeds, he was considered in ancient and medieval times to have been the first real judge in Europe. In his early reign, he was famous for delivering justice from his throne. Indeed, his reputation may have outlived him in more ways than one. When Dante had his vision of the Inferno, King Minos presided over a court of the dead. The ancient king had the task of choosing what part of hell to send souls to, so it would seem that his power continued to grow even after his death. Since no other poet has ventured there since Dante, it is hard to say just what Minos has become since then. Whew, alright, we made it. I'll give you a quick overview of the other history items, but that's about it. Pretty sure Minotaur's dick would be bigger than me. I can still take it. Don't worry about me. I've done more. Alright, everything about Antarctic history, or Australian history is gone. Sorry, Australia. You do not survive the end of the world. Neither does Asia, sorry. Antarctic history? I'm amazed there was that much to begin with. So we're down to African and American history. Nope, no African history. Sorry, guys. And American history, we've got Central South. Okay, nothing about South America. Sorry, guys. North America, we've got the Old West, and that's it. And Central America, Mayan culture. Alright, I'm going to summarize. I'll start with the Old West. I'm just going to finish off this entire thing. Ghost towns and famous outlaws. Ghost towns, I'm just going to do, again, pause if you want to read this. This is about Revolver Springs. The most pertinent piece of information is that in 1882, the entire town burned to the ground, and they moved the town, but they did not move the old cemetery. So that's why Professor Garrett was unable to find the cemetery with Mad Dog Madigan's corpse in it, because the town had been moved. But he didn't know where the old cemetery was. And then the old famous outlaws, we're going to learn about Mad Dog Madigan. In fact, I think I want to read this one. How long is it? Oh, it is long. The pertinent information about Mad Dog Madigan is that he was I'm just going to go slowly through this, so if you're going to pause, you'll have a chance to stop on each one of the screens. The pertinent information about Madigan is that he was an adventurer, kind of like, Indiana Jones, except he was like Indiana Jones's rival, Belloc. He was more of a outlaw than he was a archaeologist. So basically he stole from sites, and he found the Mayan treasure room of the sorcerer king of Uxmal, which we've heard about before, but he did not get into it before he died. So he has a map that he was buried with that Professor Garrett wants, but he could not find back in 1912. Our job is to correct that. Alright, the Sorcerer King of Uxmal, fictional, I believe fictional, device of this game. Basically, he had a talisman that if he aims it at the keystone of a pyramid, it will destroy the entire structure. And we're gonna need that to finish the game. And that's about all. That's about all you need to know about this game. Hey there, Sus. Thanks for joining us. I always love to see you. Reading is for nerds. You gotta get into it before you... What? You gotta get into it before you die. I don't remember saying get into it. Anyway, I came to the wrong spot initially, so let's teleport to the other spot. The orange takes us back to the mirror maze. You slide the card key in the slot. And let's go to blue. So there's only 3 destinations, green, orange, and blue. This is green, which is also in space, however. That whole thing welcomes you to the Museum of the Moon. We hope that you'll find your visit enjoyable and informative. Throughout the museum, you'll find monitors like this one, which explain the exhibits. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to ask the uniformed security guards in each room. The museum was founded as part of New World's Development's programs. I'm just going to say NWD. NWD's program of space settlement and exploration. The exhibits have been gathered here to enrich the new lunar culture and to protect them from any dangers they might be exposed to on the surface of the Earth. Please do not touch any of the exhibits. Many are extremely rare and fragile and are protected by a sophisticated alarm system. In the first room, you'll find the Ancient Earth Artifacts collection, our original exhibits. Here are examples of art and technology from our earthly past. The technological exhibits are especially amusing. The second, most recent collection is the Alien Artifacts room. These are objects discovered in the course of space exploration, which I cannot even identify. We regret that the rest of the lunar settlement is closed to the public due to the cost of liability insurance, but there is a window in the Alien Artifacts room which overlooks a typical lunar landscape. We hope you'll enjoy your stay with us. On leaving us, you may return to your teleportation station or continue on to the NWD station in Earth orbit. New World's Development, the sky is not the limit. Alright, so we're on the moon now. As you can clearly see by this one viewport, that has a tombstone out there. Somebody got really lost on the Oregon Trail. Can I open the window? Complete waste of energy. Leave that alone. Can I open it? Complete waste of time. Okay. Well, we've got a belt. I'm gonna take it. My belt now. We are glamming out today, guys. In fact, hell yeah, it flashes. Got ourselves a flashing belt. Everybody's gonna be able to see me coming. Alright, this is the first major puzzle of the maze. These levers control the bridge platforms, but they're part of a set. There's 2 levers of each color. You have to pull both of them to get the bridge platforms into place. So, as far as I understand it, all you have to do is pull the levers once each. But the puzzle is actually more complex than that, as far as I understand. In fact, let's save just in case. So, one time when I was playing this on stream, I pulled the levers a couple times just to see what would happen. And unfortunately, it broke the game somehow, and I was unable to finish. So, I'm just gonna pull them once. Apparently the lever puzzle is a lot more complex than I thought, and I don't want to tempt fate. Alright, loud noises. We'll find out what that means later. I'll be sure to point it out. Just remember that we heard a woman scream. Alright, we got ourselves a clock, a mandolin, a pipe that broke through the exhibit. Hey, I recognize that Victrola. It was in the hotel room back in 1912. Here's our first major clue of what this room is about. This is a primitive music player from around the year 1912, formerly the possession of noted archaeologist Professor Martin Garrett. Professor Garrett carried the gramophone with him on all his expeditions, including his disastrous final visit to the ziggurat of the Sorcerer King near Uxmal in Central America. New World's development, blah blah blah, takes pride in presenting this artifact. Interesting not only as technology, but as memento of the brilliant, if misguided, scientist. The gramophone was obtained from Professor Garrett's estate, and WD purchased the entire estate outright, although unfortunately there were no items of archaeological value. Huh. Well, now we know that Professor Garrett went to the ziggurat, but was unable to find— oh my god, boobs! And was unable to find anything there. Gonna learn about boob statue. Oh my god, wireframe boobs. The origin of this interesting female statue is shrouded in mystery. It was discovered in the luggage of a compartment of a 1993 Morgan Plus 8 Roadster, formerly the property of Bradley W. Schenck, a founder of Terranova Development. Efforts to date the statue have been Don't date the statue, man! It can't consent. And its provenance is as much a mystery as the fact that it could fit in the luggage compartment. The statue became the property of New World's Development, blah blah blah, because no one was in the parking garage of the company when the statue was discovered. Don't try to date that statue, man. I'm sure there's real women who are just so excited to date you. Display damage. See curator for further information. Alright, so that's all that's on the moon here, just 2 rooms. Oh, nope, don't want to use the map. I want to go... where? Oh, there it is. Ah! And it pulled me back, dang it. Okay. Use there. And let's go back to the space station and take the other way out of it. The emergency teleporter. Honestly, I would not want to use the teleporter because I am of the opinion that going through a teleporter kills you and puts out a copy on the other side. On a mountain road? Well, this certainly looks dangerous. Alright, gonna try to dodge my way through the rocks. Alright, I made it. You barely avoid getting hit with a rock. Unfortunately, that's a one-way path. You decide that your head is no match for those rocks. Alright, well, can't get back. Gotta go forward. Yay! We've reached the bridge platform. So my job is to get all 3 bridge platforms into place so I can get into the Labyrinth Center. Alright, this one is kind of a pain in the ass. How are you supposed to know that you can look in that well? I guess you should try to look at everything, but it's kind of a mean thing that you have to look into that well to find the levers. Alright, we've got a door that we can't open. Just gonna finish off this 9... Yeah. It's not really a maze, it's more of just a giant 9-piece room. And into our next mini maze. This one's a medieval maze. Again, I'm going to be trying to fill in everything. Make sure I don't miss anything while I'm going. Got ourselves a helmet. Now we can survive the rock fall. But first we have to put it on. You're not wearing the helmet. Now we can get back the way we came. Alright, I think that just leaves the top row. Or top 2 rows, maybe. Alright, that's it. Again, you'll notice that the maze is square. It is 6 by 6. Always 6 by 6 and square. That will be important later. Alright, got ourselves a can of paint. Alright, here's a little bit of a cheat that we can do. Actually, I'll come back to that in a second. Alright, we got a door that's coin operated. All things in life need to be paid for. This is absolutely made by someone in Europe. I don't think I've ever seen a pay toilet in America. Most places are basically just telling you you're not allowed to use the toilet anymore. Like the Taco Bell that we go to basically has a sign that says employees only. I'm like, but what if I need it? It's Taco Bell, for God's sake. Anyway, we got ourselves a nice big stash of quarters now. I keep thinking this is take. I don't know why. Alright, now we can pay to get through the door. You gotta pee your pants in front of the Taco Bell employees. Just keep full eye contact. Make sure they know what you're doing. Full eye oh, we're in our... This is the 3rd and penultimate mini maze. This is a hedge maze. Obviously. Again, it's going to be square and 6 by 6. Oh, I went the wrong way. I love the music, by the way. The music in this game is all public domain, which also makes it pretty good for streaming. It comes from a music library that was actually quite popular in the 90s. If you've ever watched The Adventures of Pete and Pete, which was a show on Nickelodeon at the time, they used the exact same music library. So this actually reminds me of multiple things that I enjoy. I love Pete and Pete. There's only 2 seasons of it, and I think about 20 episodes total. But it was kind of an offbeat show. They used a lot of, like, alternative music, a lot of, yeah, I would just say, like, alternative rock as their background, and then the rest of it was filled in with this type of music. we are out of the mini maze again. Oh, this one was not 6 by 6. This one was 7 by 7. Alright, but you still get the idea. There's only one entrance and one exit, and the maze itself is perfectly square. That will be important. I'll tell you when. Oops, wrong thing. Alright, we're in a construction site. Let's pick this up. Again, P does not pick up. What is wrong with me? Take that. Oh, take that screwdriver. Let's see, is there anything else on the other hobby horse? Nope. Alright, and we got ourselves... Hey, it's the solution to that sliding puzzle we saw in the movie theater. In fact, if we look at the map, we see that the movie theater is directly across from us, with two rooms in between. So, we gotta take this code. I'm gonna take a picture of it. Put it in stage chat on the Discord so that I can look at it later. And we gotta go back and put it in the other wall, all the way back around. So, that's our objective for now. Get back to the movie theater. Just a full minute of peeing with intense eye contact. He calls the cops or gets a boner. He can do both. Oops, I went the wrong way. I gotta remember, I know my way through these mazes by default. I just got to keep myself... There it is. Alright, in order to get back through the door we have to pay again, but I'm not going to do that. Because I want to keep as many quarters as I can. Where are these pictures, by the way? Oh, okay, so these are just old-timey cars. Probably nothing to do with the game. Anyway, as I was about to say, this has a little bit of a cheat that we can do. So, if you are... There's 3 different... Oh, wrong button. There's 3 different views of this jukebox. There's medium view, view of the bottom, and then view of the coin slot. If you try to pick up something from the coin slot here, you see there's nothing in there. However, if you do it from the medium view, the game doesn't have it marked. You take the silver key. So even though I didn't put a coin in the jukebox, I can get the silver key. However, I want to do it the right way, so let's load game. So that's a little bug in the game. They actually forgot to take away the silver key from the medium view. Alright, we heard something fall into the coin slot. And as you can see, there's a silver key there now. So basically, they just forgot to remove the silver key from the medium view. You can get it for free. How do I get to this to the other side? I think this is it. Yeah. Alright, we're on our way back out of the long section of maze that we're in here. Damn it. There we go. Back through the teleporters. All the way back to the beginning of the game. Hacks, that's right. I actually didn't know that. When I was a kid, I found that accidentally. I did not know that there was an actual, like, way to do that correctly. I just always picked it up from the medium view. I'm like, wait, there's no key there. We're going to orange. Alright, now we're gonna stop by Morgan and get some advice. Save. Next empty slot and save. Look at his coin slot. Hello, Morgan's coin slot. You're looking very nice today. Alright, we've got 12 coins with which to get predictions. Let's see what he's got for us. The future is what the past has made it. Alright, cool. reach your goal, you must learn to build bridges. So it's telling us how to get into the maze center. A blank piece of paper is full of potential. We haven't found any paper yet, but keep it in mind. Beep beep, Harpo marks. I have no idea what this is a clue for, or if it even is a clue. I think he's trying to get us to stop using our quarters on him. Dude, stop, I gave you all my hints. Great power hides behind the throne of kings. That will actually be important later. That is a hint still. You will meet a tall dark stranger. I am not sure that one's actually a hint. I don't remember that happening in the game. Maybe they mean Daedalus, but he's blonde. He's not a dark stranger. Sometimes a closed door holds greater opportunity than an open one. Oh, that one is a huge hint. Alright, so basically I should be checking behind the doors as I go. But I'm not going to. I know exactly what the hint's for. Some doors were never meant to be opened. There are 2 doors in this game. I already showed you one that no one knows how to open. So that's probably a hint about those. However, I am still curious if there are ways to open it that haven't been found yet. If one could speak to the past, how would it answer? That's not much of a clue, but it's telling us it's all done with mirrors. That is actually a clue to the end of the game. Whatever will be, Doris Day. Again, these don't feel like hints. These just feel like random things. Morgan the Magician thinks you ought to figure this out for yourself. Oh, I've run out of quarters. Alright, Morgan, you got this. Alright, reloading game. There, we've got all of our quarters back. Suck it, Morgan. I just got free advice. Alright, first thing we're gonna do is... Wait, did I get the golden key? Oh no, I don't have the gold key yet. First thing we're gonna do is go put in that code in the wall. Suck it, animatronic. Do you have that function, by the way? I would be very interested if it has that function. I mean, why wouldn't it? If I were building animatronics, they would all be able to suck things. We found the Maltese Falcon. Pretty sure that it doesn't really exist, but we got it. We got it, guys. More importantly, we have an iron key and notes. Let's see what the notes have to say. Assignment: locate grave site of Big Earl Ardrey, died 1875, Revolver Springs, California. Problems: town destroyed in earthquake and fire on May 1st, 1882. Cemetery site and tombstones discovered, but no graves located. Find local newspapers for information on the possible relocation of the graves before May 1st, 1882. Report results to client Judith Ardrey in Abalone, Arizona. Alright, so this is our next clue for finding Mad Dog's grave, is that it moved at some point. Alright, and here's the wall. Let's put in that code. Looking at the Discord, it is 72910. Uh, 111-513. Uh, 8, 15, 14, 12. And I think I got this lined up exactly right. Here we go. Boop. Not a very good brick wall. Hey, I found the cask of Amontillado. The Amontillado! For anybody who has ever read Edgar Allan Poe, they are losing their minds over that joke. Alright, there's the gold key. And a bicycle pump, which I probably won't need for this playthrough. And we are back in the construction site and back in the hedge maze. Alright, we have linked up the entire map. Let's take a look. Oops. Alright, so by the way, these giant squares are the mazes that we keep entering, the mini mazes. Like if I click on it, it'll show me the detail of that maze. Anyway, let's take a look. So here's where we just linked up. The construction site is right up here. Goes all the way back around. What is this? Train? Yep. Train car. There's the door I said would not open. We were unable to get into the cell that time, and then I just forgot to go in this room. So let's go back to the Old West. Oh, actually, we'll make a stopover on the way. Alright, so we're headed to the Old West. Through this portal. There's the door that still won't open. Don't have a key for it. Don't know if there is a key for it. And one of the things we did was pull all those levers. So as you can see, the bridge platform that was in the way here is now gone. Alright, hey, we found Excalibur. Whoso pulleth this sword from the stone shall be the true-born king of all Britain. Sounds good to me, let's do it. You appear to be the true-born queen of all Britain. Good for me. I think I'll be a princess, though. Alright, here's where that clue for looking behind closed doors comes into play. This is probably the biggest trick that this game pulls on you. There's a lantern back here, and we're gonna need that later. I'm just gonna turn it on now. I don't know if it has limited oil. I'm hoping not, otherwise the game becomes unbeatable. Alright, so this game does have failure states, but they are failure states that don't tell you they are failures. Oh, this is the room I forgot to go in before, the Daily Bullet. Here there is a printing press, and also it confirms that the day is April 30th, 1882. I'm gonna have to come back here actually, because I need to get the paper for that printing press, which was another hint that Morgan the Mysterious gave us. I'm gonna go grab that paper real quick. I just got the key that lets me get it, which opens this door. Gold key, there you are. Alright, so there is a door with a coded lock here. We're looking for a 6-digit number. Drop off laundry in a newspaper for room 14. Hey, that's Professor Garrett's room. We can take our teapot. We don't need to, but we can take it. And here's a piece of paper for us, along with a bucket and a mop that we don't really need, but I'm taking it anyway. Alright, let's go get that piece of paper printed. Oops, oh, what did that say? You feel more cheerful, but less intelligent. So you can actually drink the brandy, whatever, or that, whatever. Alright, got ourselves a newspaper from April 30th, 1882. Let's read it. Oh, nope, that's not it. Daily Bullet, straight from the revolver. April 30th, 1882. Cemetery moved for railroad extension. All the graves in the Revolver Spring Cemetery have now been moved as the railroad extension project continues with the... Alright, and this is a different story. Indians leave town. After today's minor earthquake, every Indian in Revolver Springs disappeared without... Alright, so I was a little bit wrong before. The town moved the graves, but then it burned down before that they could actually rebuild, like, move the town. So the cemetery still has headstones, but all the bodies have already been moved. That seems like they did it backwards. Anyway, I just wanted to point out something. We didn't read the story of Mad Dog Madigan, but we did. Big Earl Ardrey figures into it quite extensively. Basically, Mad Dog killed Big Earl Ardrey in a fight, in a dispute, and I just think it's funny that now he's buried next to him. Fighting all their lives, and then they just get buried next to each other as if they were married. That's not irony, but it's something. Alright, so I've got a newspaper now. Let's put the newspaper on... Oh, hold up. I need to actually look here, and then newspaper goes there. Alright, we have started to change history, but I don't think that fully changes history yet. Let's take a look. Alright, so there's never any... Okay, so there's never any... Like, the text of this journal does not change. What they do is after you change history, they add more to the end of the journal. But I don't think the journal actually changes the text that's already there. Or else that would be a historical loop. What is it called? Paradox? Yeah. Okay. Text of the journal did not change. Not yet, at least. Alright, so we got that newspaper. I'm a little bit lost. What do we do next? Alright, so our biggest objective now is to change history. Alright, so if you remember that woman screaming, this is what that was. So, you wonder if Minos will get your little dog too. Yeah, we just killed the Wicked Witch of the East, I think? I think that was the one that was crushed by the house. Can we take her shoes? Actually, it looks like Dorothy already took her shoes. You can't take that. Yeah, she's not wearing ruby slippers. I think those are socks. I guess Dorothy's already been through here. She took the shoes already. If you're trying to change history, please go back in time and slap young you. I mean, I will, but he's probably just going to develop a fetish for getting slapped. Alright, loud noise warning. Free witch feet. Good point. I mean, they're covered in socks, but, I mean, for free? Wow. Alright, that door was bolted shut, but we managed to take care of that. And here, we get to learn that our disappearance has not gone unnoticed. Sort of. This is actually from today. Alright, so let's read the newspaper for today. Subway car vanishes. Police suspect foul play. Theft or special effect. Technology indistinguishable from magic. And then it gets too small for me to read. I think it might just be gibberish text to begin with. Anyway, so yeah, people noticed the subway car disappear. However, it should be noted that they did not notice someone was on the subway car when it disappeared. Your disappearance is completely unnoticed. Oh, super loud warning, super loud, volume warning. If you're wearing headphones, you are definitely going to want to turn it down. Here we go. Didn't your mother ever teach you not to cross the street against the light? That hurt. Alright, so this needs some explanation. During this part of the game, you're supposed to float gently down to the ground, but like Alice in Wonderland, but it's based off the speed of your processor. Like a lot of games at this time based it off the speed of your processor, so you would fall faster if you had like a 4 kilohertz processor than if you had a 1 kilohertz processor and so forth. Now that I have, what is it, like 2.4 gigahertz, it just happens instantly. A lot of games at the time based certain screen animations off the speed of your processor. In fact, Leisure Suit Larry 3 became impossible to finish because of it. At the bottom of a well facing south. Alright, here's where all of that information I gave you about the structure of mini-mazes comes into play. Unfortunately, I can't get back up. There's no way back up from here. So hopefully you remember. In a surreal maze facing south. This maze appears to be too surreal to map. Okay, well, we have no hope of finding our way through here. If we move in one direction, we find that the maze is infinite and just keeps going. However, if we turn back around, we find that we can get back out of the maze, but it took fewer steps than the number of steps we took forward. So if we look at the map, we see that there are, in fact... Oh shit, it doesn't tell me the way out of the map. Anyway, we know that every maze is square, and we know that every maze has either 6 or 7, it's either 6 by 6 or 7 by 7. Going into the maze and counting how many times it takes us to get back to this room, 2, 3, we see that there are exactly 3 steps. If we go again, 3 steps again. So, what we're finding out is that this maze is probably 6 by 6. What we can do is we can get out of it by just testing each and every... We can either test each and every column for both directions, or we can go back to a room... So that room with the TV and the couch, you can call that the beginning room. I've got to find it. Oh, here it is. Alright, so we entered from the south. There's only going to be 2 exits. Let me see if I... Okay, oh, well, I solved the maze. Alright, so there are 1 exit and 1 entrance. Oh, let's leave the map so I can show you what this is. South, 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 where's... There it is. Alright, so looking at the map now, we can see we entered from the north and left from the south. Basically what happens is that if you are in the row that you start in, it connects to the entrance. However, if you're in the exact same looking row... Shit, I did it again. Alright, so this is the entrance. The TV room... If you go south from the TV room and hit the entrance, then all you have to do is go to the other TV room and go north. Or south. Until you leave the maze. I'm not quite sure how the developers thought anybody would figure that out, but those are all the clues you get. Anyway, this is where most people will stop playing the game and never come back. And you'll see why in just a second. Oh wait, I just need to move it. Alright, so this opens some doors previous. Give me a second. I'm gonna make a point here. So if you reach this part of the game without the lantern, which is a very easy prospect, sometimes you might not even find the lantern before getting here. It's too dark to go there. You cannot get through this area. You cannot go backwards because you are stuck in this section of the maze. Yeah, you're fucked. If you don't have a lantern, this is a soft lock. Developers back then were devious. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think this might just be an oversight. Because I don't think they were like, oh, we can reach this place without the lantern. I don't think they really thought about it. Anyway, we have found the ziggurat of the Sorcerer King. Here's the other door that never opens. Complete waste of time. There's nothing we can do to move it. Nothing we can do to open it. However, it is still marked on the map as there being a room back there. So, in all my searches of every online, whatever, nobody has ever found a way to open those two doors. And it kind of annoys me. Anyway, what we're supposed to do is, this is the other set of levers. You may notice there's a red, a yellow, and a purple. We just have to move each one of these levers. And also, hey, it's Professor Garrett's lucky shirt. You take the dirty shirt. Alright, we gotta get that back to Professor Garrett in 1919. Guess he left it so I guess that means he left it here on the previous dig, which means at some point he took off his shirt and was working that way. I'm sure the grad students in his expedition were like, oh yeah, Professor Garrett. Anyway, let's start with this one. You begin to feel dizzy. Either that or they were evil. That's a possibility too. You feel better, but less sure of your whereabouts. Yeah, they could be evil, now that you mention it. I'd like to think they weren't. Anyway, that's one bridge platform down. You just gotta do the other two. Which means walking all the way back to the ziggurat. Twice. Although first, we found Professor Garrett's shirt, so it's time to change history. As you might recall, he was missing two items, a newspaper for the day, and a shirt. Well, we gave him a newspaper that tells him where to find the treasure room. And found his shirt for him. Also, we're going to tell him to stop going shirtless on digs because it's really distracting. The female grad students and some of the men. Alright, let's wash this bitch. Good, that needed to be cleaned. Alright, I don't know how they did it, but they finished the laundry in record time. He's got his shirt, he's got a paper, at least. Let's see how we change history. Alright, so up until... Okay, so this text is all the same. Oh, here we are. Alright, so this is where we left off. But I cannot really believe that our expedition will meet with success. Alright, April 8th, 1912. I cannot believe my good fortune, although I do not understand it. Just as I was preparing to leave, one of the hotel maids brought me, of all things, my lucky shirt and a newspaper. I have no idea how the shirt got here, but that was only the beginning of my amazement. The newspaper that was with it was not a local, or even a new one. It was nothing less than the last newspaper to be printed in the town of Revolver Springs, before the town was burned in 1882. One surprise led to another. The newspaper says the local cemetery was being moved at the time. The graves had already been relocated to a nearby hill, only the tombstones had yet to be moved. There on April 30th, when the paper was printed, they had no way of knowing that the town would be destroyed the very next day. I now know the location of the grave of Mad Dog Madigan, the outlaw who just discovered the ziggurat of the Sorcerer King, who first discovered the ziggurat of the Sorcerer King. Stupid text. I have delayed our expedition to the ziggurat and will leave tomorrow for the site of Revolver Springs, where I believe I'll find Madigan's grave, and I hope the map that will reveal the entrance to the treasure chamber underneath the ziggurat. I was so excited that I had to telegraph my old friend Cornelius Lyons with the news. Cornelius, who's been excavating on the island of Crete, has made his own discovery. He believes that he's found the tomb of King Minos himself, in a cave in the hills near Lado. For fear of grave robbers, he has sealed the cave with a heavy iron door, locked with a combination lock. He should be entering the cave... Okay, that's the door with the 6-digit lock. He should be entering the cave for the first time tomorrow. As luck would have it, today was his 40th birthday, so I was able to reply to his message with a double congratulation. All that sense of doom has lifted from me. I am now positive that this expedition will meet with success. Alright, so we have learned that Professor Lyons sealed the door, and his birthday is the April 8th of 1872. So, 6-digit code. Let's go April 8th, 72. Oops, back off and open. There we go. And we're about to meet our good friend Steve. Hi Steve, you're looking pretty thin today. I'm gonna take your hat. I want your pith helmet. I always enjoy a good pith helmet, even if it's been worn by a skeleton recently. Not sure how it fell off. Also, that is actually the corpse of Professor Lyons. Whoops. Apparently he freed King Minos alive. And King Minos, in return, sealed him into the tomb. Sorry, Professor Lyons. But your name is Steve now. You courageously open the sarcophagus and take the Cretan ornament. See you later, Steve. Have fun hanging out. He's a kidder, that one. Alright, so we have the Minos ornament, or Cretan ornament. We've changed history. Let's go pull another lever. We've still gotta do the red and the yellow levers. Again, loud noise warning. If you're wearing headphones, turn it down, or else don't say I didn't warn you. Alright, go to the other TV room and go south. That's basically how I remember that. Just go to the TV room, not the one you enter from, and then go south. Unfortunately, it teleports us back to the bridge platform again, so we have to go all the way back, yet again. However, we have the Cretan ornament to open this door now. Hey, and here's our next, clue. It said power lies behind the throne, so let's move that bitch. And behind the throne, we find... Oops, wrong button. We find Cretan fresco paint. Acme Cretan fresco paint. So, we're going by Roadrunner and Coyote logic now. Basically being able to paint a fresco in one shot. Oops, I gotta get closer. Wrong button again. Alright, this time instead of going to the mirror maze, I'm gonna go back to the museum now that we've changed history. Oops, damn it. It's such a big damn deal using this teleporter. You have to use the card key every time. Hey, now that I've changed history, there's a Mayan talisman in this display that wasn't there before. This unique exhibit is the star of Professor Martin Garrett's illustrious career in archaeology, discovered in his expedition to the ziggurat of the Sorcerer King near Uxmal, in Central America. This find and its accompanying artifacts aided Professor Garrett in rewriting the history of the Mayan people. Clues uncovered in the treasure room of the Sorcerer King kept Garrett and his successors busy throughout the 20th century and led to practically every discovery of importance in Central and South America. According to the legends, the Sorcerer King used this talisman to destroy the palaces of his enemies by using it on the keystones of those structures. Note that part of the destruction shows lightning bolts. Part of the decoration shows lightning bolts striking a ziggurat or pyramid in the Mayan style. By aiming the talisman at the foundation stone of a pyramid, palace, or city and unleashing its magical power, the Sorcerer King devastated all his rivals within a decade. How he was overthrown is not known, however. After his death, his enemies destroyed all monuments to him and descriptions of his reign of terror. Strangely, quite a few of the other palaces discovered after the Sorcerer King's treasure room was found had been destroyed in one way or another. New World's Development, blah blah blah, obtained this priceless relic from the estate of Professor Martin Garrett and makes no claim about the supernatural power of this exhibit, but we wouldn't point it at anything. You got it. Point it at something, destroy it. Oh, before I take it, let's read the other thing. I'm not sure if this changes. So, Now that Professor Garrett is a huge success, this gramophone description should have changed. Formerly the possession of noted archaeologist Professor Martin Garrett, Professor Garrett carried the gramophone with him on all his expeditions, including his famous final visit to the ziggurat of the Sorcery King near Uxmal. It was during that expedition that he ensured his lasting fame as the most successful archaeologist of the 20th century, proving his theory about the collapse of Mayan civilization, which until then had been viewed with skepticism by his colleagues. New World's development, blah blah blah, takes pride in presenting this artifact. Interesting that... Okay, so the rest of it is the same. Oh, his distinguished career. Alright, well, hey, we made a professor. We turned him from a failure into a success. I believe we've earned this. We can take the fruits of...
Attention. The museum security system has now been activated.
Oh shit. It's the Popo, run.
Please do not approach the exhibits.
Proceed immediately. We gotta get away with our ill-gotten goods, guys.
If you require assistance...
Before this automated voice can get us put us in jail. Damn it, she's very efficient. Alright, so we finally ended up in that jail cell in the Old West Town, the last room I haven't been in. In fact, I think that's a complete maze now. I think I've been everywhere except the maze center. Yeah, we can't get through that door. We can't get through that. Wait. Oh, okay, so this is where the maze center is, right here. Just past this door. So that's the only place we have to go. And this city street, there's no way to cross it. It sends lightning bolts to kill you. And then this door is in the Mayan ziggurat, the other one that no one has ever figured out how to open. So there's 3 spots that look like you can get past them, but you can't. At least there's no known way to do it. So potentially there's more secrets left in this game. Although I have a little secret of my own. There's no secrets left in the game because the game files are on your computer and you can go through them all and find that there's no secrets, unfortunately. Anyway, I've got a gun. As every good outlaw needs, I have my own gun. Let's see if I can use it on anything. You have no bullets. Oh. Alright, well, this is another soft lock. If we came here without the iron key, we would be trapped in this room forever. So hopefully you went into the detective's office and found the iron key before this point. Alright, all that's left is to pull that last lever in the Mayan ziggurat, so we gotta go all the way back again. That's right, Greenwall is a noted silly little guy. I take notes about him all the time, but I still haven't been able to figure him out. Alright, one last loud noise warning for you guys. I do not know why that sound effect is so much louder than the rest of the game. Alright, all we've got to do is pull the yellow lever. And hey, there we are. All 3 platforms in place. Hello there. We have reached the Minotaur at the center of the maze. However, I don't think I can take him. The Minotaur tries to gore you with his murderous horns. Unfortunately, unless there's more of him hidden back there, I don't think there's a lot I can do with him. So, in this one rare instance, I'm gonna have to kill the Minotaur. Sorry, buddy, you don't have the equipment for me to take you on. So, this is the last hint from Morgan that I haven't addressed. It's all done with mirrors. The Minotaur himself is actually just a reflection off of some mirrors. Don't know exactly how that works, but we're gonna cover the mirrors and the Minotaur dies. Sorry, buddy. And now we put the levers into place. Labyrinth is a double-headed axe, and it's where the word labyrinth comes from. There it is. Hey, and there's the keystone. Which means all we need to do is take that talisman and point it at the keystone. And here we go. End of the game, guys. You blast the keystone with the talisman. With its keystone destroyed, the labyrinth shreds into unreality. It certainly is quiet here. You have done well, my friend. The labyrinth is destroyed and... Shit, I didn't read that all. And after many years of slavery, I'm in your debt. Crap. Still, I must follow the evil king and watch him carefully. Who knows what plans he may be hatching. I chose well when I summoned you from the earth, mortal. Hail and farewell. I'm trying to get a apt... It certainly is quiet here. Say, when you're where something outside of time and space used to be, where exactly are you? If you'd like to find out, watch for... Wait, where was it? Oh, crap. The Labyrinth 2, Lost in a Land of Dreams. Which, unfortunately, was never made. It was in the 380s. I swear it was in the 380s. Anyway, that finishes the game. I swear it was in here somewhere. Oh, okay, it's close to here. Alright. Alright, so I'll probably choose something out of here for the, thumbnail. And the game crashes at the very end. Oh, I have to click once more for it to crash. Alright, that's all the Labyrinth, I was just trying to bring up the Labyrinth of Time, sidebar arts. I don't know if any ran during the time we were playing, but whatever. Cliffhanger, yeah. Well, the game itself is over. They never made a sequel. However, they did eventually... So, Wormkeep Entertainment, again, just 2 people, and they did put up their entire catalog of games on Steam. Back in like 2006 or 2007. I don't know if they're still doing anything, because that's like, what, 17 years ago? But, I'm amazed that they got it up on Steam like 20 years after it was made. So, the guys are still kicking. So they're somewhere. Don't know if they have any interest in making the Labyrinth 2, but I would definitely play it on stream if they did. If you're out there listening, Max Schenk or Michael Todorovich, you've got a streamer lined up for at least one streamer who consistently gets 3 people watching in a stream. Those are big numbers. Alright, so I got my little guy. I've got my let's see, anybody else? We've got the little guy. We've got Kachan, the wolf boy. Fox boy, sorry. We've got Cannabis Clown, who, of course, is a clown. So it fits right in. There's already a clown in this game. A big old scary clown. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me today. I don't really know if I have any plans for the next couple streams. What I'm thinking about doing is probably just playing through a couple seeds for Super Metroid Link to the Past randomizer. Beyond that, I don't really have any plans coming up. Like I said, I want to do Elder Scrolls and or Final Fantasy sometime soon, but every single one of those are going to be large multi-stream games, so we'll see what I feel like. Maybe I'll do like a long game, and then a couple shorter streams like this one. But yeah, nothing really planned, and I'm working on it. Let's just say I'm working on it. You're welcome for the stream, Weemo, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye. Oh, let's go ahead and crash the game. One more click will crash the game. At the end of the song. Yep, there it goes. Bye. The game just crashes to desktop, just disappears completely. Alright. Once again. Oh, I forgot to say bye. To Akamagath, Greenbowl, Exodus B, Cannabis Clown, and Sauce2447. Thanks for talking with me today. Everybody who watched on Twitch in the past, everybody watching on YouTube in the future. I love you all, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.